Hi guys, I'm gonna be doing the math quiz. Sorry for posting it late, but okay, let's start. First, when you have a graph and you want to find the equation quickly, you look at the x-intercept, or where it intersects the x-axis basically. So you look here, -3. So when you have this, you just write x minus 3, or yeah, x plus 3. يعني you put x minus the intercept that you find. So now with this x plus 3, if you see any equation that doesn't have x plus 3, it's wrong. This one doesn't, and this one doesn't. So now you have these two options. To know the difference, you have to substitute with points on the graph. Okay, I'll choose easy point. This one, -1, 1, and this one is 1, 2. How will you use them? You'll see. Wait, you substitute in this equation first. So 1 equals to k -1 plus 3 cubed. So 1 equals k 2 cubed. 1 equals 8k. K equals 1 over 8. Okay, now if you get 1, now we substitute with 1, 2. If we get 1 over 8 again, then it should be the answer. Let's see. So 2 equals k 1 plus 3 cubed. 2 equals k 4 cubed. 4 cubed is 64, so 2 equals 64k. K equals 2 over 64. You simplify it, it's 1 over 32. It's not, these two are not equal, so this one is not the answer. Since you know all of the other ones are wrong, so it's this one. If you found there was another answer, like another possible answer, you would have to substitute in the other one again, but this time it was only 2, so you could find it easily. Okay, this question, we don't have calculator in the exam, so you have to memorize it. There is a easy way to memorize it. You make a big square root, put 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the opposite 3, 2, 1, 0. You put sine for above and cosine here. 0, 30, 45, 60, 90. How this works basically, if you want sine 30, it's radical 1. Oh, I forgot there's over 2 here. So sine 30 is radical 1 over 2, which is just 1 over 2. Or if you want sine 45, it's radical 2 over 2, and etc. So they want sine radical 3 over 2. So you look at the sign and where it has 3 here, so it's gonna be 60. So theta 1 is 60. But that's not the only one. So we have rules for the different sine or cosine. So sine, I'll just write all of them: sine, cosine, tan. For sine, the ones who have the same sign is theta and 180 minus theta. For cosine, it's theta and 360 minus theta. For tan, it's theta and 180 plus theta, plus 360k, plus 360k, and plus 180k. What plus 360k means, I'll show you in a bit. But okay, now this one is sine, So theta 2 is 180 minus 60, which is 120. Now for the other values, you do plus 360 and plus 360 over and over. So that's what 360k means. So 60 plus 360 is 420, and plus 360 again 780, and you continue forever. And same thing for 120, plus 360 is 480, plus 360 again it's 840, and it continues. You can do the same thing with negative, so 60 minus 360, so negative 300, and negative 300 minus 360, negative 660. Same thing with 120, 120 minus 360, negative 240, then again it's negative 600. I will just use 5 values, these are 5, because I don't think they will ask us for a big number. So now you look at these answers and radians, so you convert them to degrees. So 2 times 180 over 3. You can just substitute pi with 180 to get the number in degrees. It's much faster. So 180 over 3 simplifies to 60. So 60 times 2 is 120. We have it here, 120, so correct. Negative 2 pi over 3 is just 120. I mean negative 120. We don't have it. We have positive, not negative. Same thing here. It's negative pi over 3. So negative 180 over 3 equals negative 60. We don't have negative 60. We have positive 60. So wrong. Pi over 3 is 60. Correct. 7 pi over 3. 7 times 180 over 3. It will be 7 times 60 equals 420. And we have it. So it's correct. Okay. Graph that's symmetric about the origin basically means an odd function. Odd means that negative, when you substitute all x with negative, it should be opposite of the equation. So this one, y equals x over x squared plus 1. The negative would be negative x over negative x, all of it squared plus 1. So simplify the square to negative x over x squared plus 1. If you have a negative in the numerator, you take it out, so it will be x over x squared plus 1, which is the opposite of the whole thing. So it is odd. If you have 2x over x squared plus 1, I'll just immediately do the negative 2x over negative x squared plus 1. Again, this is the numerator, so you can factor it out or whatever. It will become the whole thing negative, so it's odd. X over x squared plus 2x, you'll get negative x over negative x squared is x squared. It will be minus 2x. This one is not odd, because if you take the negative out here, it will be negative x over x squared minus 2x, which is not the same as the original one, so it's wrong. There's a plus here, not a negative. For x squared, negative x squared will be x squared over negative x squared is x squared plus 1. This one, it's not opposite, it's equal, so it's wrong. Y equals x cubed over x squared plus 1. When it's cubed, the negative stays. It's an odd power, so negative x cubed over x squared it becomes positive x squared plus 1. Again, this becomes negative x cubed over x squared plus 1. So it's negative the whole thing. So it is odd. Okay, symmetric about the y-axis just means that it's an even function. And even means if you substitute with negative x, you get the original function the same. So y equals x over x squared plus 1, substitute negative x over negative x squared is x squared plus 1. No, it's not the same, there's a negative above, so wrong. X squared over x squared plus 1, negative x squared, it stays the same. Negative x squared is x squared plus 1, so it's the same thing, so it's even. This one you just put negative immediately, so negative x over negative x squared stays x squared minus 2x. No, this is not the same, so wrong. X cubed becomes negative x cubed because it's odd over x squared, where x squared stays x squared when it's negative plus 1. This is not the same, so it's even. Y equals 1 over x squared plus 1, 1 over negative x squared stays x squared plus 1, the same thing, so it's equal. Okay, now trigonometric equations. For these you have to know the three identities: cosine squared plus sine squared equals 1, 1 plus sec, no wait, 1 plus tan squared equals secant squared, and 1 plus cotan squared equals to cosecant squared. And in this one, you see there is secant and tan, so you're gonna use 1 plus tan squared equals to secant squared. How do you know which one to substitute? You look at which one is squared. The one that's squared is secant, so you substitute the secant, not the tan, because tan is not squared, it's 10 to the power of 1. Okay, so you substitute secant with 1 plus tan squared, it will be 1 plus tan squared minus 22 tan plus 20 equals 0. You move the 1, so tan squared x minus 22 tan x plus 21 equals 0. Because tan is it's like a long number, so we can substitute x with tan x. So we just write x squared minus 22x plus 21 equals 0. Now since there is a negative here, it's x minus equals 0. So it's x minus 1, x minus 21, because they add up to 21. Okay, the answers are x equals 1 or x equals 21. If you check here, they already said 10 x equals 1, so what's left is 21. Symmetric image about the origin means you change the x and y. So if you have negative 4, 3, to change it symmetric, it will be 4, negative 3. So negative 6, negative 8, you switch the sign, it will be 6, 8. Okay, so for vertical asymptote, it's what makes the denominator 0. So 4x minus 40 equals 0, 4x equals 40, x equals 10. And that's the answer. For horizontal asymptote, just look at the x. So 8 over 2 equals 4. So y equals 4. For example, if you had like 6x plus 3 over 2x plus 5, it would be 6 over 2. It will be y equals 3. Vertical asymptote, I explained it in the other question. 2x minus 4 equals 0. 2x equals 4. X equals 2. Y-intercept means you substitute x with 0. So y equals 8, 0 plus 120 over 2, 0 minus 4. 8 times 0 is 0 plus 120 over 2 times 0 is 0 minus 4. So 120 over negative 4 is negative 30. Crosses the x-axis just means x-intercept. So y is 0. So 0 equals 8x plus 120 over 2x minus 4. You cross multiply 0 over 1, yani same thing. So 8x plus 120 equals 0. 8x equals negative 120. X equals negative 15. Okay. Wait, did I put x equals negative 15? It's supposed to be y, but okay, whatever. Symmetric about y-axis, you change the x, because if you have a graph like this and the point is right here, if you want symmetric about y-axis, this is the y, it should be like this. So they have the same y but different x. So you change the x. So negative 6, negative 8, you only change the negative, becomes positive 6, 8. One plus, okay, this one, use sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1. You have the cosine squared, so you substitute that. So first you have to isolate the cosine squared. So cosine squared equals to 1 minus sine squared. So now you substitute that here. So 1 plus sine x equals to negative bracket 1 minus sine squared. Okay, so 1 plus sine x equals to negative 1 plus sine squared. You move everything to one side so it becomes 0. So sine squared stays, minus sine x, and negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2 equals 0. You can, again, you put instead of the sign, you put x, so x squared minus x minus 2 equals 0. Can factor this again, x minus 2 x plus 2, because it's negative here, so actually it's negative here, so you put the negative to the big one. So it will be x equals 2. Oh, this is supposed to be 1, sorry. X equals 2 or x equals to negative 1. They put here negative 1, so you just put the 2. Sine and cosine, what relates them is sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1. So 3 over 5 squared plus cosine squared equals 1. 3 over 5 all of it squared is 3 squared over 5 squared. So 3 squared 9 over 5 squared 25 plus cosine squared plus cosine squared equals to 1. So cosine squared equals to 25 over 25 minus 9 over 25. So cosine squared equals to 16 over 25. They want k, so it's 16. This one use 1 plus tan squared equals to secant squared. So 1 plus 7 over 5 squared equals secant squared. 7 squared is 49 over 5 squared is 25 equals secant squared. 1 can be written as 25, so 25 plus 49 over 25 equals secant squared. For 25 plus 49 is 74 for 25, so they want k, so just 74. It's the same as the other one, but they put sine squared equals 3 over 8. So you don't have to do the 3 over 8 squared, just immediately 3 over 8 plus cosine squared equals to 1. So cosine squared equals to 1 minus 3 over 8 equals to 5 over 8. And because you put 8 over 8, then 8 minus 3 is 5 over 8. So if cosine squared is 5 over 8, then 160 times that, you do 1 times 160, cancel, it becomes 5 times 20, which is 100. Okay, they want the lower quartile. Lower quartile means 25% of the total. The total is 200. It's what's at the top of the graph. It's 200. 25% times 200, and 25 over 100 times 200. It will be equal to 50. But that's not the answer. You look at 50 and the y, and you check where it intersects in the graph. That's at 70. So the answer is 70. And for upper quartile, it's 75% of the total. So 75 over 100 times 200 equals 150. Again, you check the y. 150, it intersects at 110. So it's 110. For interquartile range, it's just the upper quartile minus the lower quartile. So 110 minus 70, 40. Median number of tickets falls between what and what? Median is 50%, so half or half, yani half times 200 is 100. So you check here. It's not an exact value, it's between 90 and 100, which is what they want. They just want between what and what. 95th percentile is 95%, or 95 over 100 times 200. It will be 190. So you check 190 in the graph. Where does it intersect? Here at 160. So the answer is 160. Now when you have mode of a normal table without the intervals, or whatever, you just look at the biggest frequency. Here the biggest one is 38, so it's this one too. Here you have intervals, so you look at the frequency density, not frequency. And remember, frequency density is frequency divided by width. So you check here, the width is 10, because 10 minus 0. So you do 10 over 10, it's 1. Here the width is 40 minus 10, 30. So 30 over 30 is 1. Width here 60 minus 40, 20. 40 over 20 is 2. Here the width is 30 and the frequency is 20, so 20 over 3, so 20 over 30, which is 2 over 3. And the last one, 30 over 10, which is 3. So the last one has the biggest frequency density, so this one's the answer. It's 90, 100. For B, you can see they have the interval, the width is all the same. 140, 150 is 10, 150, 160 is 10, 160, 70, 10. All of them are 10. So you just look at the highest frequency. It's the no, it's this 145. So it's 150, 160. Even if you want to check frequency density, you will find that this one is the highest. Okay, yeah, that's it for the quiz. Good luck, and I hope you understood my explanation. Bye.